Joe Hockey's attempts to sell his budget hit two stumbling blocks today. Treasury numbers released under Freedom of Information suggest the poor will lose more than the rich if all budget measures pass through the Senate. And as he continues to search for support, at his latest meeting with the crossbench senators, he was told to go back to the drawing board. Political correspondent Tom Iggulden has more from Canberra.
How much of the budget will the Senate pass? That's the $20 billion question facing Joe Hockey.
Jackie's a wonderful person.
The answer's in the hands of 8 crossbench senators.
Thank you. See you later. Thanks, guys. Thank you.
David Leyonhjelm's office is the latest whistle stop on the Treasurer's tour to win them over. The New South Wales Senator told Joe Hockey that talking after the budget was leaving things too late.
He nodded. I suspect he probably agrees, but it was a government cabinet decision, I think, to leave us alone until the 1st of July.
Joe Hockey definitely lost another battle in cabinet.
I didn't think his budget was particularly tough, and I told him so, and he smiled a little bit because I think he probably agrees with me.
It's virtually inevitable the cuts that were announced will be watered down. Even supporters of tough measures like Senator Leyonhjelm are balking at the politically unpopular $7 doctor's fee announced in May. He's suggesting Joe Hockey compensate voters for increased costs to see a doctor by lowering treatment costs.
What I suggested to him was that he consider having an equal reduction in the co-payment on the PBS, on pharmaceuticals.
But mostly what he wants is a scaling back of middle-class welfare with tax cuts to compensate.
So I don't want to verbal him, but he listened, and I think he's looking for ideas.
The independent senators so far are proving to be sensible, unlike some of the others in the upper house.
Even if Joe Hockey's sweet talking of the Senate crossbench works, there's still the public to convince, and perceptions that the budget's unfair on low-income workers have been boosted by new figures from Treasury. Obtained under Freedom of Information by Fairfax Media, a chart suggesting poorer workers will be more than $800 worse off over 3 years, while those on middle incomes will only suffer by a bit under $500, higher income earners by a bit more than that. The opposition's already calling the revelations
the figures that Joe Hockey didn't want you to see.
Since 2005, the budget papers have broken down the effect of decisions on different income groups, but not this year. The ABC was among several media organisations to ask why not, seeking detailed analysis for everyone from single parents to average wage earners and up to those doing nicely. But Treasury officials replied, "I have decided to refuse your request." The ABC was even denied access to reasons for that decision. The Treasurer says the Fairfax story was irresponsible.
That story is wrong because it fails to take into account a range of things, like the fact that higher income households pay half their income in tax, low-income households pay virtually no tax.
And he says that's because of a range of government payments low-income earners get, everything from childcare benefits to healthcare concessions.
I think there's a fair bit of misinformation around at the moment.
This glass-jawed Treasurer saying these figures are wrong. Well, they're not the figures of Fairfax, they're not the figures of the Labor Party, they're the figures of the Australian Treasury. Figures which he was trying to hide.
Figures that, at any rate, look like being revised as the budget battle in the Senate continues. Tom Iggulden, Lateline.